Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to Store Sunday. This is the Sometimes Weekly series I run on my channel where I show Minecraft store content that is particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. This is something I really like to do because it allows me to save you some time or some money and work out which of the thousands of pieces of Minecraft store content is in fact worth, both of those things from you. And that's why I figured, why not talk about the other HD texture pack, because there are currently two texture packs that can do 128x. There is Bedrock, which goes all the way up to 256, but only on high-end PCs. So functionally speaking, there's two high-end texture packs that both do super HD graphics, but which of them is better? If you're playing on an Xbox One, a Switch, mobile, or even just a lower-end, PC, or just a regular PC, I guess, which of the texture packs is going to be better for you? And that's why I figured, let's review Chroma Hills HD, because to give you a little bit of a spoiler, this looks really good. Look at stuff like the sun and how perfectly circular it can be. Look at stuff like this flint and steel and how, again, perfectly it can be. And look at stuff like the dog to really get an idea of how great this texture pack is. And then let's go in and let's review as to exactly whether this is going to be BD Craft, and also whether this is something that maybe is in fact worth your time and your money, because there's a lot of things I really like about this texture pack. It comes highly recommended, and there's a few things that I found to be a little bit different to that. So with that said, let's dive straight into the Chroma Hills texture pack, and let's start by talking about, I guess, the fact that, yeah, it's 128x, which is the second highest resolution of any Minecraft Bedrock texture pack in existence in the store right now, which is pretty darn good. And the fact that that matches the best means that in my opinion, this is the best looking texture pack you can run on most devices, and the reason for that is because it goes for the natural texture pack look. So if you're familiar with the natural texture pack or the fancy texture pack, it's going to make, most blocks in this update or in this texture pack have been designed to look kind of realistic. Look at this door, for instance. You can see how, like, again, it's going for a very realistic feel, with everything kind of like trying to look like a regular door, and because of that, you can see the high detail in a lot more places. So if you look at the floor, for instance, you can just see the beauty of all of those, pixels being used to make a real woodish looking floor, and there's a lot of things that this texture pack uses that to its advantage for. So should we dive through those one by one? Let's first of all dive into the kind of key things in any texture pack, which is going to be the mobs and I guess the fluids and stuff. Because looking at the cows right here, you can see how the cow looks a little bit too real. Maybe it's the uncanny valley where it looks almost too real, but not quite all the way. But looking at these cows is genuinely freaking me out. Which, I mean, that might be a good thing for you. Maybe freaking out is your favorite thing to do, but like, it is insane looking at these cows. Like, I'm not sure if I'm playing Minecraft or if this is one of those like weird face morph things where, like, people are meant to look at cows. I don't know what it is, but I'm just feeling uncomfortable. Same with the pigs, where, like, look at those faces. I feel like when you look at that pig too long, the snout, first of all, by the way, looks really weird because it all protrudes out. So again, it's like a little bit less uncanny, but it's still very, very strange looking at some of these animals. And in fact, do you see that thing that I mentioned with the pig snout, where the pig snout is clearly not meant to be a square, but yet it pokes out on a square face? This actually happens with a lot of different things, where they clearly designed a texture which wasn't meant to be for the texture it goes on Minecraft. So again, for instance, looking at the door, you can see how the handle is just part of the door's texture, and honestly, it makes the game look a little bit worse for it. Like, having something that's clearly meant to pop out but doesn't makes the game look very 2D. And I know this is Minecraft, we're not here to critique details and stuff, but it is something you spot in a lot of different places. Also, looking on top of the torches, you can see how it's basically a block of lava, which I think it's a cute idea, but yeah, it's got some interesting kind of benefits. Looking at some lava, you can see how it's a really, really insane texture. Looks a little bit too much like magma from Lake King. But yeah, you can see my point in a few different places that, like, most blocks look great, most blocks look wonderful, but they also all look like they're meant to have depth to them, but because Minecraft doesn't have depth in a lot of textures, they don't. So for instance, these screws, they don't come off the ground at all, so if you look at it too closely, it can kind of ruin your perception there. So let me talk now about the detail of this texture pack and just how insane it actually is, because if we go to pretty much any major basic building block that you're used to in Minecraft, looking at it in this texture pack is going to blow your mind. Seriously, look at the detail you can see on these stone bricks. They look like they are real stone bricks of real contours and stuff that happen to be laid on top of each other to make a huge building. Looking at these pieces of wood, although the direction seems to shift from left to right, which is a tiny bit irking if you use these together, like when you see the detail on pretty much anything that you're used to, the amount of extra detail you see in this really, really does up it some. Look at this, for instance. It's pretty darn insane. And my favorite one, the one that blew me away most, is probably actually the wool blocks. So wool blocks, again, if you look at them from a distance, they look really solid. This is something that's great because this Minecraft sword right here, or both these Minecraft swords to be precise, they look like the real Minecraft swords you get in real life because they've got that perfect I would say almost plasticky texture, and when you zoom in close, you can see how, like, again, look at the detail and the depth on it, but the fact that it's got both detail and depth and still just looks like a solid block of color means this is my favorite texture pack, I think, for pixel art and colored builds and stuff like that, because although there's a lot of blocks which are conflicted and confused in this, so for instance, by the way, look at this ender chest, you can see how it's a kind of similar thing where, like, you know, it's you look around it and it's like, it's a really nice texture. It looks like it should be going out in some places. The one thing I do like is that you can see if every single texture that they use had the same access to, like, that block, for instance, it would look amazing. Look inside this. Everything about this I love. But it seems like sometimes they design textures without realizing how the Minecraft block works, or at least maybe they did know how it worked and they wanted to add the depth, but it doesn't fool my eyes even for a second, and because of that, I do have some issues with this. So we look at some other things, for instance. You know, water's always a nice one, which you can see. It's kind of lovely right here, but if we go to the Nether and show off a few more blocks, you'll kind of see more of my point, hopefully. Also, in the meantime, let's just show off some of the 3D items, because, oh, actually, another example, by the way, milk. If you look at the milk, it's an amazing texture that clearly, you know, works in some form, but the fact that, like, when you see the side of the texture, it's like, why do I have a 2D, 3D, 2D milk bucket? What even is all of that? It's very, very confusing. So, yeah, here you can see the net portal texture. It looks super good the way they've, like, had this, like, weird, I don't even know what to call it, effect, but it looks really, really wonderful, in my opinion. Before we go, let's just look at some wood, by the way. See that wood detail? See that regular chest detail? You see everything what's going on here? It looks great. The way, you know, that is designed to be a 2D effect and a 3D effect, it's kind of wonderful. And although this 2D effect works quite well, these little buckles, you can see how they do this in a bunch of places, and maybe it's just my head that's, you know, upset by this one, but it is something that does quite get me. So let's go to the Nether now, because there are 3 key parts to every texture pack, as I always say. There's the Nether, there's the underground, and there is the end. So let's give you a, sorry, the Nether, the underground, and the overworld. Let's give you a brief overview of all 3 of those things, as well as the end as well, because in this one there is a little bit of a twist with that I kind of like. So first of all, Netherrack. Again, Netherrack has such an absurdly detailed texture. Like, I'm not even entirely sure why. Like, I guess because every texture in this texture pack is really high end, and they wanted to put some effort in. But the Netherrack looks like this really demented block. I'm a little like, it's really ugly. It's really, really ugly, but ugly in an interesting way, in my opinion, which, you know, has to count for something. Also, look at the block breaking animation. Seriously, look at this stuff right here. It's pretty insane, actually, right? Like, look at that. Like, the way it spreads out, I like it personally. Again, maybe you don't, maybe that's not your thing, but it is something that has to be noted as a really cool thing. Also, we light some fires, just so you can see them. Fires in this texture pack aren't quite as good as the ones in BDcraft. They don't take as much advantage of stuff, because again, you can see how it's like a very square-looking fire that isn't meant to look square. I feel like you have to take advantage of Minecraft's dimensions if you want to make stuff look great. Speaking of making stuff look great, I love cobblestone. This is cobblestone right here, and it looks amazing. Okay, so one of the hardest things for a texture pack to do is to make cobblestone noticeably look like cobblestone, so people recognize that it's, you know, the worst version of stone, but also make it look good, and I feel like they have nailed it in this texture pack. Look at this cobblestone. I genuinely love this. I feel like this makes amazing pathways, but yet here it is also being recognizably cobblestone, and look at this wall right here. I love this beyond belief. This texture pack might be worth downloading just because it makes your cobblestone actually have some real value in Minecraft. So 10 out of 10 as far as the cobblestone is concerned. Big lover of that. Also a lover of stone bricks, because I have this huge stone brick thing. It looks actually good here. Also, if we look at some mobs, look at those ghasts in the wait, actually, let's break a block. Let's just get out them. Look at those ghasts. That is the most horrifying thing. I think I've genuinely, oh god, I just was hoping I could, like, dive under that. Look at these guys. This is the most horrifying thing. What is any of this, you know? It's absolutely terrifying. What even is that? But yeah, again, it looks pretty realistic, at least. Even if it's terrifying, you can see the detail, you can see the extra resolution, and if that's something you love in Minecraft, then boy, are you in for a treat with this one. So we're going to go back to the overworld, just so I can show you the underground, then we'll of course head to the end after this. So yeah, for now though, let me just show you my cave house. Again, the cobblestone is one of the better looking parts of this whole thing. Also, looking at this, looks pretty nice too, right? The cobblestone is one of the best looking parts of this, rather surprisingly in my opinion. But yeah, let's just, I guess we'll go to sleep while we're here as well. So you can see, sometimes the doors, like, they look really great, but as soon as you pay any attention beyond a glance, I feel like that's the problem with textures in Minecraft. Like, you have to both design them for the everyday use, like people who use them every single day, looking at this bed, and this bed looks amazing the more you look at it, for instance. However, these doors, they look amazing on first glance. From all the way over here, if you just look at them, you're like, wow, that double door looks amazing, and then the moment you get as close as this, you're like, ah. It's a little bit of a shock. And again, that's my personal take on this one. Maybe it doesn't bother you, but that's the great thing about these videos. The idea is I can show off what I like and don't like, and then you can both, it's not just like, oh, this is objectively bad. It's like, I don't like this, and you can kind of see from that, oh, I like that, therefore you can download it. Or maybe everything I've said so far, like this high detail on the stone, you hate that. You hate looking at everything around here, it just looks kind of ugly to you. The beautiful thing is that these reviews allow you to kind of just see it and then work that out for yourself. And if you want to trust my opinions, you can work out based on my previous texture pack reviews what I like and don't like, and if that matches anything of yours. And I think that's a valuable thing from these reviews. So next up we have some lava, which next some obsidian and some gold, and you know, the underground kind of system, as you can see, looks very natural texture pack-ish. I'd say a lot higher quality than natural texture pack, but still, you kind of get that natural texture pack vibe, right? At least I do. Then if we look at our sugarcane farm, I like sugarcane personally, although it's you know, there's not too much you can really do with it, but still looks surprisingly good. And yeah, our mine looks really great. It looks like a really old dwarven, like Skyrim mine. In fact, I would say this is a very Skyrim-y texture pack, if I had to be entirely honest with you. The underground is blander than it could be. You know, like I feel like the stone, for instance, is going to wear on you at some point. But I think in general, you can see what you're doing underground, and you can easily spot what's what. And there's a few really cool textures, such as these ladders, such as the lava. And to me, that kind of makes up for it. Also, the fact that cobblestone looks amazing. Seriously, I love cobblestone. Over here, it's a little bit messy. But, you know, the fact that cobblestone actually looks good in this also has been noted as a real strength. Also, look at those sheep. That is a weird-looking sheep right there. So, yeah, let's now fly over. So I can show you the world in kind of like panorama view. As soon as my flying works, that is. I'm going to show you the world in kind of like a panorama view, so you can see it from above. So the thing about this texture pack is when you're playing in a hunt... Oh, well, how about that? I guess my world is not loading in. When you play this texture pack in 128x, even though you're getting way more detail, the truth is... Oh, no, I can't fire fireworks anymore. Super weird. But the truth is that when you're playing this texture pack at this resolution, there's a lot of details you'll notice and love at that point. Okay, so we've broken our Minecraft world. I don't think it's this texture pack related, although it might be because it's using up a lot of RAM. There's a lot of textures you can really love. Like when you look at these trees, for instance, it's amazing. When you look at like the water, it looks great. I mean, all Minecraft water looks great these days, but still, it's really quite wonderful. When you look at certain tree textures or certain wood, cobblestone textures, all this sort of stuff, when you see it, it looks great the first time you see it. Oh, I think I've actually lost my ability to interact with the Minecraft world. Yeah, I have. So I'm going to quickly restart the game. I don't know how this happened, but I reloaded my world and I ended up here. Like, how does any of this happen? You know, I've got some big questions about, is this about how Minecraft works? Is it this tech? I don't think it's this texture pack. Again, I imagine it's something to do with an Xbox One glitch. I haven't seen it before, so that's news to me. So let's fly around the rest of the world, just very briefly, so I can give you kind of a panorama shot to kind of prove that, like, even though this texture pack is super HD, for most intents and purposes, it doesn't actually come up though. If you look at the world from this angle, like you might be flying a lot, you actually can't really tell that it's ultra high res. In fact, it looks a little bit worse than regular textures. I might even be able to argue. You know, stuff like a 32x texture pack looks a little bit better when you're flying above it, in my opinion. Maybe you disagree with that, for instance. But the interesting thing is that, also, look at the quality on those roses. But the interesting thing is that the textures only look good up and close, and only a certain amount up and close. So from here, those tree leaves look amazing. From a certain more distance away, they look like tree leaves. And that's the kind of thing about these texture packs. If it will stress your system to run them, or if you can't run them, or whatever the thing may be, and you're like, that sucks, I really like how great they look, you've got to bear in mind, it only looks great at a certain distance. If you only want to buy this texture pack because it's crazy HD, it's probably not a good idea. The truth is, this is a, you know, really nice natural-ish texture pack. Except, oh my god, what have I just found? Except for the mobs. You know, these mobs, almost, about 50% of mobs are horrifying. So just keep that in mind. See, this horse looks nice and great. I like this horse a lot. But yeah, one of the things you've got to really bear in mind is that the texture pack is... It's HD, and you'll love the HD in some places. You'll love that you can see the amount of detail on the ladder to have the rungs go left and right. You'll love the netherrack. You'll love... Look at this stronghold, for instance. It looks wonderful. Look at the lava. Look at the end portal frame. It's one of my favorite textures in this. Seriously, look at these things right here. But the problem is that this is only like a nice thing for a little bit, and then after a while it becomes something you're used to. If you want a nice natural texture pack, this is the one for you. If you want an ultra HD, like with all the things that we've shown off, if you want an ultra HD texture pack because you think it will improve your Minecraft experience, it's like super duper a little bit, right? Where your Minecraft looks so much better. I don't think it really is in every single aspect of the world. I think the wonderful thing about these texture packs is they just make it less irritating to look up close at blocks, which when you're, let's say you're mining through the Endstone or you're mining through the Nether or the Overworld, that's great because you spend a lot of time in this proximity where, look at this by the way, it looks like Moonstone because they've decided the end is the moon in this texture pack. Again, really cool decision, a lot of great things about it, but I will say this is an important thing that like if you are in the market for a texture pack, pick the one you like most, even if you don't think it has the highest resolution, then it's still better. It's better to have a high resolution texture, low resolution texture pack you like than a high resolution one you don't like. However, if you do already like this one, you already play with natural or with Skyrim or with fantasy, and you think this is the texture pack for you, I think the upgrade is nice. I think you'll spot it a few more times than you'd imagine. Like, oh look at these fence gates. I know they're in the stronghold too, but like you'll spot it more often than you imagine, and you'll just be like really impressed. And the visual upgrade, in my opinion, is worth it in those scenarios. If you're already looking for a texture pack of this variety, go download. However, otherwise, oh man, I'm gonna die, am I? Okay, well this is how it ends. Otherwise, also look at the skeletons. What is this stuff? Okay, so otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and say, oh, the Minecraft logo changes for the credits. It's Chroma Hills 128X. Otherwise, though, I'm gonna say that you probably don't need a texture pack of this variety. I'm gonna make the distinct recommendation that if you want HD textures, they're wonderful, and they're especially fun to experiment with, but it's way more important to get the feel you want in Minecraft. And I know some people who never play Minecraft without the texture pack. I know some people who refuse to play Minecraft without the plastic texture pack. I know a few people who play with Candyland. You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't know anyone who plays Candyland. That's an example, a really bad example. But yeah, I do know people who play only in plastic and only in natural. You know, they're kind of like conflicting sides of each other. And the truth is if you're one of the people that likes this sort of texture pack, it's a nice upgrade. But if you only play in plastic, then stick to plastic. Even though it looks terrible in my opinion, even though there's all these downsides, if that's how you're comfortable playing Minecraft, the truth is, I think you should, try some different stuff to expand your comfort zones or whatever. But yeah, given that, if you'd be spending money to expand those comfort zones, it's something you've got to consider as part of the ordeal. However, like with every piece of Minecraft store content, there always is the downside of it costing money. But it is, this horror series is just here to let you know what is maybe worth or not worth money. And I would say this one is one of the better texture packs you can buy for a whole bunch of reasons. And as we look around, you just see more and more and more and more. I almost wish we could just spend all day looking at all the weird things. Like, for instance, look at this ocelot in the boat. Like, look at the ocelot in the boat. It's creepy, but also beautiful at the same time. So, yeah, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Wait, I'm going to take off this turtle helmet. Let me know you do like these sorts of videos. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're around here, because I make videos like this one oh, that's not what I wanted to do, every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching. Look at this cat. I can't get over it, like, seriously. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.